logo, you could actually see it's got the little swoosh mark there, and they've put that in everything that they do. So if you look at the headlights actually swoosh just the way they do, the same way with their logos. So it's pretty slick the way they do that. They also do it in their mirrors as well. And along the inside of the car, you could actually see some of the detailing that they'll have actually in the steering wheel and on the wheels. They like to incorporate as many of those small little details as they can to really give those customers a little extra on top of their experience. It's the subtlety that McLaren is known for instead of all the flash. So right here is the 570S. This is the coupe. So this is going to be a straight hard top. This is their GT. So with the GT versus the coupe, the 570S, is this back window actually can open up, just like that one over there and that one over there. So behind me in their Super Sport series, you'll have the McLaren 720S. So the Super Sport series, you can actually see the glass top is completely exposed. So when you're inside the car, it's completely wide open. You have full range, 360 view, so you can see everything behind you, beside you, in front of you, and it's great. The wing is an active aero, so unlike the 570 series, where you have a fixed wing in the back, 720S has an active aero, so that wing actually pops right out, and it will do an air brake, so that the wing actually goes vertical right behind you. You can find some of these used for in the 300 series range, whereas these used, they're starting to pop up at about 160, 165. So if you have a little bit of money to spend, or you're working your way up the pipe, these cars are much more affordable than they look. I'll tell you that for sure. But they're an elegant car, and you can't really go wrong with that. So we're going to take a look and see what else we can get into. All right, so we're inside of Wheels, Watches, and Whiskey. Excuse me, Wheels, Watches, and Whiskey. Close enough. Tongue teaser. Here we go. But I'm actually sitting right next to an open 720S. So this one actually has a pretty great spec. Reminds me a little bit about the old school 60s Batmobile with the accents. Now, mind you, they're not red accents, but they still work. Again, with the doors, you'll find the subtle accents with the swoop. Now, 720 is representative of the actual horsepower. The US spec is actually a little bit less. However, people have been saying that it's closer to P1-esque horsepower range. So completely underrated, which is a good thing in this case. But it's a great spec. Take a look. Alcantara, carbon fiber accents everywhere. And this particular model has the roof, and it's actually not wide open, so you can kind of see that. But on the outside, you've got the rear deck lit. That's perfect for a few storage bags if you're doing a little GT, a little touring, you know. So, but there's plenty of room for 2 passengers. And I love the way that they do the cockpit. Now, this particular model is right now, it's in track mode. So the actual dash is flipped down to represent the dash performance. So all of your tack and everything will be right there. Whereas when it's in your comfort or sport mode, it'll flip up and you'll have all of your digital display and your readouts. So good job, McLaren, keep it up. I love this spec with the orange stitching. Oh yeah, beautiful. All right, we are back at Wheels, Watches, and Whiskey, and I think I'm getting better at that. But we're having a good old time. Again, David is throwing a wonderful show. Thanks for Festival of Speed and everybody throwing this amazing event together. Joe, I really appreciate you with the invite and our discussions. So you'll be able to see some higher resolution images because I sent those over to me. So I really appreciate that. But in the meantime, we're going to take a look at this new Aston Martin. And this is a great spec here. So one of the things you gotta love about Aston Martin is that while they might not be the fastest thing on the road, they sound amazing. And they do definitely nail the elegance aspect of it because the carbon fiber down into the actual body of the car there. From the louvers to the wheels to the carbon ceramic brakes. Everything that Aston Martin does is just amazing. So again, like I said, they might not be the fastest car on the road, but they definitely look good. They definitely sound great. So when you actually get to going, you're going to have a blast in these cars all day long. I guarantee, I dare you not to smile when you're having a blast in this one. I mean, look at the stitching. It is just phenomenal. All right, so we're here at Wheels, Whiskey, and Watches. One of these times I'm going to get it right, but I'm staring at an $800,000 ring, and no, she can't have it. Now
yes, I can have it.
It's $800,000, and it's just incredible.
Wow.
You're getting a little too close to your purse.
She's like, I'm going to drop that right in my purse.
Everybody's got their eyes on me.
All right, so back here at Whiskey, Wheels, and Watches and having a good old time. So we have actually hit the whiskey booth. So I found a little single barrel rye and a single barrel malt in the actual Jackson series. And I also found a Woodford as well. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so I want to introduce you really quick to Jen. She's my realtor and also my partner in life. And she's going to give you a little breakdown on how this Lamborghini Huracan feels. Alright, Jen, tell them how you feel in the Lamborghini Huracan.
So, the paddle shifters are like nothing I've seen in any other supercar. It's amazing. The steering wheel, I feel like I'm in a jet about to take off. So many different gadgets in here. Comfortable. It's like super comfortable. It's actually spacious.
How tall are you?
5'8" and a half.
How's your headroom?
Plenty of room up above my head. I've got very long legs, and I've got plenty of room in the seat here. It's all the way back, and I've got plenty of room to the pedals. The pedals are super close together, which is good.
Why is it good?
For faster manipulation.
How about those sandals you're wearing? Because those are not factory issue.
Well, that might make it a little difficult. Those could come off.
All right, so we're back here at Whiskey Watches and Wheels. Told you throughout the end of the night I was going to get that one. So now I'm back with the Aston Martin Vanquish, and I just wanted to take a deeper look inside the car. So we're going to take a look and see. From the driver's perspective, it's pretty slick on how they do it. You've got a pretty nice steering wheel. It's nice and tight. It's not an overly sized steering wheel. All of your parking, reverse, neutral drive, all your drive slip buttons are there. So if you notice that these cars, when you get into the higher end cars, you don't actually have a gear shift. So you'll throw it into park, reverse, neutral drive, and then you'll just throw it off and then you'll go. So your braking and your gas. While it seems complicated, it's very simple. So if you're looking into Aston Martin or another high-end brand, don't think that you're going to have a hard time driving it if that's what's holding you back from owning a car like that. It's not. They're a lot easier to drive than you think. One thing I will tell you about the Huracan is that these are coming way down in price. So you can actually pick up a Huracan for under $250K. So again, not quite 570S money, but maybe new 570S versus a used Lamborghini Huracan. Again, this is not the Performante model. This is just a straight up Lamborghini Huracan. There's a few different variants to this, but this is actually a pretty good spec. I don't know the actual price of this one, but it has a forged composite. This is not like the Performante where it's covered and glossy, but it's just straight exposed. You've got the V10 and the off-centered engine, again, for a power to weight savings ratio. So you can't really go wrong with that. It's got the quad tips, which I think is a fantastic feature. But one of the things about the Huracan that a lot of people don't realize is that they're all about the hexagon. So with every single one of these diamonds that you see in here, they're actually hexagons. So you're gonna see hexagons every single where on this car. So if you look inside the interior of the car, where you actually start the car, that's a hexagon. Where you race, pull up for the reverse, that's a hexagon. All over there, hexagons. And the door, hexagons. Your dash center, hexagons. So that's what the theme was with this. I don't remember exactly the reason why, but there is a reason for it. But thank you Lamborghini for making such a great car, and keep up the great work. All right, so we are actually getting ready to wrap up here with Wheels, Whiskey, and Watches, and it's been a pretty good night. You know, they've actually had quite a few different vendors, and I've just learned they had a representative here from Festival of Speed. This is actually not connected to the Festival of Speed over in Europe. So sorry, Goodwood, it's very different, but they are doing a great job here between Tampa. Looking forward to going down to Orlando in December. So look out for us there. We're definitely going to be at that event. This has been amazing. So if you didn't have an opportunity to come out here tonight, I definitely recommend going next year or the next time they have an event. I missed the one that was Orlando. I think that was last month or the month before that. But you know, Florida has so many different variants of car events that you can find a little bit of this, a little bit of that for anybody. So whether you're into the high performance, super speed performance level cars, or you want the old classics, maybe the little muscle cars, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that for everybody. So, you know, definitely take a look at what I've got going on. But if you're thinking about considering Florida as your home and you're a car person, definitely just do it. Pull the trigger, make it happen. There's so much going on all the time. You will not regret it. So stay tuned to the next video. Again, this is Go Fast Florida, and we really appreciate it.